Hello students, hope all of you are doing well in studies. We are going to study one of the poems from standard 11. The name of the poem is The Voice of the Rain. Welcome to my channel, English All New Academy. Before we start explanation, please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon to receive the study material. So let us begin the poem The Voice of the Rain. Before we begin the introduction, let us talk about the rain, which plays an important role in our lives. It really is like an elixir of life. And in this poem, the poet has highlighted the important role of rain in survival of human beings. Rain is inevitable for all the creatures. This poem has been divided into two parts. Part 1 deals with detailed explanation of the poem and part 2 deals with figures of speech and poetic devices, that is use of imagery. Let's begin with introduction. The Voice of the Rain is written by a great poet, Walt Whitman. This poem is written in a dialogue form. It is in the form of conversation between the poet and the rain. This poem highlights the importance of rain for the survival of the world, for survival of earth, for survival of nature. It also throws light on the benevolent nature of rain as it provides life to all the human beings and all the elements of nature without expecting anything from us. Even if it is unnoticed by us, even if we do not appreciate it, still it showers its blessing upon us and spreads happiness all around. In this poem, the poet has highlighted the role of rain in our lives. We can see in the pics here that with the arrival of rain, all the elements of nature are filled with happiness. Rain has rejuvenating powers. We can see here that flowers are seen in full bloom and there is greenery all around. We can see here the earth which was dry before the rain. Now it is filled with water. Hence rain also quenches the thirst of the dry land. At the same time, we can see different elements of nature, the flowers, the birds, they feel so happy and rejuvenated. Now, let's see some of the words and their meanings. Here, the word eternal is used in the very first stanza. It has a great significance because the word eternal is associated with rain. Eternal means everlasting, one that never ends, one that lasts forever. Next word is impalpable, means that which cannot be touched or seen. Here also, this word also is used in the context of rain. Then we have the third word whence, which means from where. Next word is vague, which means unclear. Issuing means originating and live means to bathe or wash. The word latent means inactive or hidden. Atomies here in this poem means tiny minute particles. Racket, it means cared about. Here in the context of this poem, it means to notice and appreciate rain. And the next word is unracked, which means unnoticed, not to pay attention to. In this poem, it refers to the rain that feels that whether it is appreciated or not appreciated, it will perform its duty and it will continue its cycle. This poem, The Voice of the Rain, is written by a great poet, Walt Whitman. Now, let us see line to line explanation. It begins with a question, and the question is by the poet to the rain. We can see that this poem is in the form of a dialogue, so it becomes more interesting for the readers. So, let's see. And who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shower, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer as here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. Here we can see, and who art thou? Means who are you? Asked the poet to the soft falling shore, to the raindrop. And he says that it was strange to tell because the poet did not expect the rain to reply. He didn't know that rain will also give an answer, and that's why he was very amazed. He felt it so strange when he got a reply from the voice of the rain. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. So the voice of the rain said, I am the poem of earth. These lines are very significant because here the poem of earth, it is related with the rhythmic sound which is produced when the raindrops fall on earth, and it also signifies that poem, it gives us happiness. Rain itself says that eternal I rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Now it tells us how it rises out of the land and the bottomless sea. The sea we cannot, it is fathomless, we say, we cannot measure its depth. It is so deep, and we all know about the process of evaporation. We all know how rain, it rises towards the sky in the form of vapor, and then again it comes down on earth in the form of raindrops. So it is describing its own process, how it originates from the sea water bodies and the land, how it moves towards the sky, impalpable because we cannot touch it. It is not visible to us, but still it is present, and again it comes to its origin. So let's see next stanza. In these lines we can see that rain describes itself. It describes the process of how it goes upward to heaven and then again it comes back to its origin. Upward to heaven, whence means from where, vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. Vaguely formed means it rises to the heaven in the form of water vapor. We cannot see it, and it is altogether changed because it comes on the earth in the form of raindrops. I descend to lave the draughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe. Now here the rain says that I descend means I come down on earth. To lave means to bathe, to wash, to drench the land which is drought stricken, the land which is very dry and parched. It is drenched with rain. Atomies means very tiny particles and dust layers of the globe, of the earth. It comes on earth and it washes away all the layers of the dust, and it also drenches the land which is drought stricken, which is very dry, and hence it says, and all that in them without me were seeds only latent. Here latent means hidden, latent, unborn. So here the rain says that before I arrived on the earth, before the raindrops fell on the earth, the seeds were lying in the soil in latent position, in latent condition. They were unborn, but we know that when rain falls, when the seeds are lying in latent condition, they start germinating because of water. So here also we can say that rain is very important for survival of all the elements of nature along with living creatures. All the other elements of nature, they also need rain. So in this way we can say that it is really a life-giving force. In this picture, it is clearly seen that with the rainfall, how all the elements of nature, they are in full bloom, and we feel as if nature is smiling, the nature is rejuvenated, and that's why it says that before its arrival on earth, before its arrival on the land, everything was like drought stricken, everything was dry, but as soon as it arrived on the earth with its blessings in the form of raindrops, the nature got rejuvenated. In these lines, rain talks about its origin. It says, "And forever, by day and night, I give back life to my origin and make pure and beautify it." Now, let us see what is the origin that the voice of the rain is talking about. The origin is the land, the water bodies, the earth from where it originated and it went towards the sky. Again, it comes back to its origin, and in this way it says that this cycle continues forever. That is, the cycle is everlasting. It is eternal cycle. So here the word eternal, forever, everlasting, they are very important because the cycle follows the same process. It goes towards the sky and then again in the form of raindrops it comes down on the earth and it spreads happiness everywhere on the earth. That's why in this line we can see the rain says, "And make pure and beautify it." So the dust particles which are washed away by the rain, and we can see greenery all around. We can see how the flowers are in full bloom, how all the elements of nature, how all the living beings, how they are full of happiness and joy. So it spreads happiness, and that's why we can say that it is the benevolent nature of rain, that without any expectation it comes down on the earth and it continues the process and it spreads happiness all around. These are the concluding lines of the poem which are given in parenthesis. Here they are very significant because here the rain is not speaking now. The conversation between the rain and the poet is no more taking place. Here we can see that the poet is in a reflective mood and the poet tells us about his observations about rain. Here we can see that the poet makes comparison between the song and the rain. So let us see this line. "For song, issuing from its birthplace, after fulfillment wandering, racket or unracket, duly with love returns." Now here we can see that a comparison, parallelism has been brought out between the song and the rain because both of them share similar qualities. That is, they originate from their origin. They wander. Wander means to go from one place to the other, spreading happiness wherever they go. And again, both the song and the rain, they come back to their origin. Now here if we see the quality of song, we can see that the singers or the poets, when they come out with some song, it comes out from their heart and they are so happy to share with others and they never expect any kind of materialistic reward. In the same way, rain also, it is like a song because it calls itself poem of the earth, and here we can see that like song, the rain also originates from its origin, goes towards the sky, and again in the form of raindrops, it comes back on the earth to spread happiness all around. So we can see here that rain is very benevolent and it shares it showers upon us its motherly love, caring for everybody without any kind of selfish motive. So here we can see that both of these song and rain, they share similar qualities, and that's why this kind of parallelism has been brought here. Here especially these words, let us see why they are significant. Because racket or unracket, it means here it means take care of. or appreciate. And unrecord is just the opposite of this word. It means not to pay attention to, not to appreciate. So here the rain says that the poet, before we have seen that the rain says that it continues its cycle and the cycle is eternal, but here the poet also makes this observation that whether we pay attention to the rain or not, whether we notice it or not, whether we recognize its importance in our lives or not, but still the rain continues its cycle and it returns with, and duly with love returns. So here we can say that without any kind of expectation, the rain is like mother nature. The rain is of benevolent nature. The rain rejuvenates us and it also has the healing powers. It is divine because it comes from sky, so we can also associate it with the divinity. It possesses the divine quality of rejuvenating all the elements of earth along with all the living creatures. Now, let us see the summary. Summary also is very important because we should know what the poet is trying to convey through the poem. So here what is important in summary, that we should know the form of the poem in which it's written. It's written in the dialogue form. The conversational tone of the poem is very significant because it makes the poem interesting for the readers. So here it begins with a question from the poet, and he feels very strange when he hears the voice of the rain. The rain tells poet about its cycle, which is eternal, and how it continues going up towards the sky, and how it again comes back to its origin to give happiness, to provide happiness to all the elements of nature, and we can see greenery all around. We all know that the raindrops, they are like elixir of life, because without water, life is not possible. We cannot survive without water. And it is rain, it is the divine quality of the rain that without thinking about any kind of appreciation from the human beings, from the elements of nature, it provides us its elixir which helps us to survive on earth. And last two lines, as we have seen, they are very significant because they show the reflective mood of the poet. Now let's see the theme of the poem. Through the poem The Voice of the Rain, the poet has tried to emphasize the idea that rain is benevolent and it spreads happiness all around. So read the theme. I have already discussed some of the important points. I hope you have understood the poem, and we also have figures of speech and use of imagery which is really appealing to our senses. So this poem is divided into two parts. You will find figures of speech in part 2. So also watch part 2 to get a complete detailed explanation of poetic devices. Thank you for watching the video, and please do like if you like the video, and also send me in my comment box if you need any further help related to your study material.